A first of its kind board game related to the subject of intellectual property rights is all set to hit the market soon. We have with us today the creator of the game, IP lawyer Mr. Pravin Anand, to tell us more about it. Could you please tell us how this game came about and why a legal board game?
Well, the whole idea was that we've all believed that intellectual property should be taught in schools so that children from the earlier stage, they kind of acquire a value for intellectual property. They understand what are the myriad, the kind of spectrum of rights that exist, how rights are acquired, how they are violated, so that they become creative as life goes along. So what we did was to have a board game which tries to replicate real life intellectual property in all respects.
And has designing and marketing this game been a challenge?
Oh yes, it has. It's gone through about 6 stages of evolution. In the beginning it was a fairly raw game, but now I think it's become much better. The whole purpose is not to earn money on the game, but to kind of gift it away and give it away and into as many institutions as we possibly can. The pricing is coming out right now to about 650 rupees, which is too high. So we're trying to see how we can reduce the pricing.
And the game is for players who are 12 years and above. So how does it sort of educate people on intellectual property rights, the gameplay?
What it teaches students is the difference between land and properties, which is tangible, and intangible properties like intellectual property. So you could have a trademark for a car, or you could have a copyright in a music that plays inside the car, or you could have a patent on the wiper system, or a design for the headlights. So it gives that the diverse intellectual property rights. It tells a student that in one product you can have many rights. And then when someone copies, so if someone falls on your square, you may decide strategically to put all your intellectual property which you've acquired on one square, or spread it out over your various factories which are allotted to you, and then catch people. So strategizing, how to license, how to cross-license, all those negotiation techniques are taught. And then of course, if someone falls on your square, that there's a violation, and what kind of remedies are available. Those are infringement cards tell you, right from going to jail to getting injuncted and missing turns to damages.
So it must have been quite a challenge sort of demystifying these concepts and sort of putting it out in the form of a board game, right?
It really was, because the balance was between education and yet getting it to be entertaining.
That's right.
If it was a 100% educational game, then students would probably not play it. Also, the second balance was speed of the game. You don't want to finish the game in a few minutes, and you don't want it to last for hours. You want it to be somewhere like about 45 minutes. It will serve a useful purpose in teaching the fundamentals of intellectual property, and also in getting people loving the field. And if we can achieve that if we can get people to love intellectual property and think as creators, the yang energy, the positive energy of creation, innovation, ideas, then that's what the real objective of the game would have been.
What are your plans for the game going ahead?
We'll come out with the game in about 2 months' time on the market. If people want it free because they can't afford it, they're told they can get it free. And the online version will of course be totally free. Also, I had a choice between keeping intellectual property in this game or giving it off as open source. So I chose that anyone who wants to improve the game has a right to do so and can take a license to further improve the game.
Thank you so much for joining us, Mr. Anand.